Well, this is my 1 in 18 scale model car collection. Figured I'd show it to you guys just to see what you guys think. So we're going to start here with my hybrid cars, followed by my Mopar, and work our way around. So first one we're going to do is the Bugatti EB110. It's got a quad turbocharged V12 in it. 1992 model. I like this car. It's very nice. So you know, that's the first one we're going to do. Then this is one of my personal favorite hybrid cars. It's a Ford GT90. Too bad they didn't mass produce this car. It would have made a great hybrid car. It too has a 6-liter V12 quad turbocharged engine in the back with a top speed of 235 miles an hour. This one is more modern. It's the Chrysler ME412. I like this car a lot because it's the first time Chrysler has ever had any balls about them. It too has a 6.2-liter quad turbocharged V12, and it's one of the 2 fastest in my collection. This one right here is the Saleen S7 twin turbo. It has a 427 in it with 2 turbos strapped on it. It too has a top speed of 248 miles an hour and still is on the fastest cars in the world list. So that does it for the front row. Now we're going to go to the back right here. This is my Audi R8 GT. It's got the V10 in it with 522 horsepower. Not bad. Top speed of 198 miles an hour. I like that car. It's pretty nice. The only bad thing about that car is it costs way too much. This one, nothing special. Standard R8 with the V8 engine in it. Nothing special though. I bought this one up in New Jersey. Matter of fact, all these come from New Jersey. So that does it for the top shelf in my collection. Now we're going to go down here. This is the Mopar part of the collection, and this is my 2013 Dodge Viper GTS with the SRT package, or sport package on it, I should say. This car was specifically designed to compete with the likes of the Corvette ZR1, which it does very good, or very well, I should say. It's got 640 horsepower. It has the largest engine displacement of any production car in the world, and that does include the Veyron Super Sport. Yes, it does. This one is a little bit older, and when it comes to my collection, it's one of the oldest in my collection. It's a Dodge Viper SRT 10 with the 8-liter V10. It's got 500 horsepower, and it's a pretty nice car. I've had this one for about 12 years. As you can tell, it's kind of dinged up because it's just showing its age, but you know, I like that car a lot. It's the 2nd generation Viper. This is the second generation Viper, excuse me. It's got an 8-liter 10-cylinder motor in it. I like the clamshell hood. The wing, it's the Viper GTS-R with the racing package on it. I like that one. That's another old one I have. Then we have this Dodge Copperhead concept with, you know, the doors open and the hood comes up with the convertible top coming up, revealing the, well, half-assed rag top. But anyway, this was a concept Dodge come out with, but it never saw mass production. It is a car based on the Viper. It's got the Viper frame and chassis on it. But other than that, it's a nice little car, but too bad it never made it to mass production. This one is the first of the muscle cars that we will see here. It's a 1969 Plymouth Barracuda. It's pretty nice. The only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't have the racing stripes all the way down the car. It's only got them on the hood, but that's okay. It's American muscle for you. Now this one I like a little bit better because this is the only car that Dodge ever brought back that actually looks pretty good. The Chargers of today look like shit. I don't like those. I don't like the Chargers of today. This is the 2006 Dodge Challenger Concept with the 6.1-liter Hemi V8 in it, producing 435 horsepower, if I'm not mistaken. I've had that one. That one I got in New Jersey, and so that rounds out the first case. Now we're going to go over here to the Corvettes. I'm going to stand right here and show them to you. This is from right to left, that's a 58, and I've got that one in New Jersey. This is a 2005 base model C6 Corvette. Got that one in 2006. This one is a standard C5, which I might add was the last generation of the flip-up headlights. Which I like that car, nothing special about it. This one here is a very special one. It's a 50th anniversary 2003 Gilstrand Edition Corvette, and I'm going to pick this one up real quick. Be careful with it though. It needs some work done to it. I've had it a long time, just haven't gotten around to doing some work to it. But it's got the gold rims on it. It does have the 427. I'm not going to take the hood off because something's wrong with the hood. It is missing the driver's side view mirror, which really sucks. But other than that, it's 50th anniversary. So we're going to put this one back. This one, I'm not going to pick it up because it's just old. It's a very special little Corvette. It's the 2001 Chevrolet Corvette Z06, the first car in the world to lap the Nuremberg Ring in Germany in under 8 minutes. Nothing special about this Corvette. Standard C5, flip-up headlights, small block LS1 engine. This one right here is it's special Corvette. It's the first year they feature fuel injection on the Corvette. But although Corvettes of this day, people usually opted for the double 4 barrels instead of the fuel injection with the old Rochester unit on it, which wasn't very good back in those days, but they improved on it. This one right here is a very good car. It's the Mercedes SLR McLaren, developed by the same McLaren team that helped develop the F1. It's got a 6-liter supercharged V8. It's got 617 horsepower. This thing eats LP7 or 670 Lamborghinis for breakfast. Then the predecessor to that car is the one to come after it, I should say, is the SLS AMG. It's got a 6.3 liter naturally aspirated V12, producing 571 horsepower. I like this car because it's got the gold wing doors. This car follows in the line of the gold wing Mercedes. I like that car a lot. Now coming over here to this case, we're going to open up this case. Now we're going to start with a very special one that holds sentimental value. This car is a 1969 Oldsmobile 442 Hurst Olds. My stepdad gave this one to me about 3.5-4 years ago. So I like this car. I wish I had one in real life. It's probably one of the most sought after Oldsmobiles that there is. So I really like that car. The next one is a very special one. I've had this one for quite some time too. It's a 1969 Pontiac Trans Am. It's the first year they released or produced the Trans Am as another or beefed up variation of the Pontiac Firebird that debuted in '67. Nothing special. First generation Trans Am, all stock. Had this one for about 5 years now, and I really like this Trans Am. But it's not my favorite one though. Now we're going to move to the 70s, and I know there's a lot of 70s fans out there. I know this is not the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. This is a 1979 10th anniversary Trans Am, which was 2 years after the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. It's got a 6.6 liter V8 in it. I like it because of the front end. I also like the 70s iconic bird that's featured on the hood of the car. And I've had this one for roughly the same, about 5 years. Now this one right here is a very special Trans Am. I hunted this one down for about 3 years. This is a 1989 turbo Trans Am, which features the same engine as the Buick Regal GNX or GSX, one of the two if I remember correctly, that was last produced in '87. So Pontiac took that engine and put it in their '89. And this car is the only pace car that did not require modification when it comes to NASCAR pace cars. Moving on here to a Mustang that many people, let me wipe it down real quick, that many people don't give props to. This is a Boss 429 Mustang. Everyone thinks that 302s of these days were the best bosses around. Well, then, you know, you asked me, they were not. This is a 429 1970 Boss Mustang 429. I would take this one before I took a Boss 302 back in those days. I wish Ford would bring this car back. Ford really needs to bring the 429 back. I think it'd be a badass engine. This one is a very good. This one is a very good car. It is a 2010 Roush 427R Mustang with a supercharger. It's the only Roush Mustang I have in my collection, and I just like it. You know, I mean, I'm not really a fan of the newer body style Mustangs, but this one, you know, this one kind of found a special place. So, you know, that's all about that. Now this one is more or less my more special one I've had for years. This is a 1965 Pontiac GTO. It's got a 400 with a 6-pack, 400 big block with a 6-pack on it. I've had this one since 2009. So, nice car. I like it. I like it very much. Now this car right here is another very special car, one that I've hunted down for a long time. It is a 1969 Pontiac GTO with the 440 Judge motor in it. And I hunted this one down for years, and I finally found it in New Jersey, maybe about a year ago. So, you know, that does it for this car. I like it. I like it. Now this one I bought like this. It has no windshield, unfortunately, but that's okay. This one is a very special one. This is a 1965 Shelby Cobra, 427 Ford motor in it with the double deuce carburetors. When this car was around, it was the fastest car in the world. Carroll Shelby took a British MG and modified it and got this car. And I don't think they make these anymore, but I could be mistaken. Now this one I'm pretty sure they don't make anymore. This is a De Tomaso Pantera, and this has a Ford 351 big block in it, mid-engine design. There's the hood, and you know, we look at the engine right there. You know, you see the engine. 351 big block in it. I like this car because, you know, it was the first Italian car with an American V8 in it. When it comes to this is a 68, nothing special, standard 68 Camaro Super Sport 396 big block in it. I've had this one for about 2 years now, and like I said, nothing special. It is a little dirty though, but that's okay. This one is another special one. It's a 1967, first year they come out with them, Super Sport convertible with 396 big block in it, and I've had this one for about 2 years as well. So, you know, nothing really special. You know, it's baseline Camaro. I wouldn't mind having it in real life, but like I said, I like it. Now we're coming into, you know, my dream cars. This one, yeah, you got the Yankees on it. You know, I didn't buy this car because it was a '53 commemorative edition to the World Series champions of that year, which was the Yankees. I bought it because it was a '53 Corvette, and it's probably one of my more favorite cars. Is this one right here, 1958. It's the first year they made them. So that's why I like this car. This one is another special one that I've been hunting down for a long time. This is a 1992 second generation Corvette 01. The first generation 01 was released in 1970. I do like the clamshell hood on it. The first generation 01 had the first generation LT1 motor in it, which produced 370 horsepower. This one produces 405 horsepower, which is not bad. This right here would eat Porsche 911s for breakfast back in those days. Now this one right here is probably one of my favorites. This one, this is a 2009 C6 01, which is the first Corvette ever to be mass produced, featuring forced air induction. It has a 6.2 liter V8 with a supercharger. Produces 638 horsepower with 604 pound-feet of torque. This car will eat standard GTRs, 599 GTBs, Herculean Porsches, and cars of that nature. And it'll eat the 458 Italia too, but that's just me. This one is the brand new C7 Corvette Stingray with the revived name of the LT1. First Corvette with direct injection, 460 brake horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque. This is the one that everybody wants now, so if I had one, I'd drive it too. I can't lie. So, yeah. This one right here is the car, or the concept Corvette that was featured in the movie Transformers, if any of you have seen it. It's the concept Stingray with the legendary split window in the rear right there. Modeled after the 63 split window. This car was the base for the C7 design. So, if it wasn't for this car, we wouldn't have the C7 Stingray. This one right here is older than sin, but that's okay. It's my 65 Corvette, nothing special. Fuel injected. It's got the same engine as my 57 and 58 do, but it's a little bit more refined, a little bit more better, so, you know. Had that one for a long time. Now we're going to go up here and look at the ones up the top. Short of time right now, so might not even get to those, but up here, you know, we'll get as far as we can. But up here you have a 71 Ford Torino Cobra with the 429 Cobra jet engine in it. You have a Pagani Zonda C12, a personal favorite of mine, the Volkswagen W12 Nardo, which was a concept car that Volkswagen produced in the late 90s, early 2000s, if I'm not mistaken. Porsche Carrera GT right here, 1955 Ford Crown Victoria. Chrysler 300, 2008 model Chrysler 300 Hemi C. 56 Ford Thunderbird, which was made to compete with the Corvette, but it couldn't, so it come into the line of luxury coupes instead of sports cars. But that's all the time we have for today, so we will pick it up next week with the rest of my collection. And if you want to know about any of the cars that you have seen tonight, just comment on the video. I'll be using my fiance's channel until I can get my own set up. So that's that. Thank you for enjoying my collection.
You still got about a minute and a half cut.